Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song. Lights are hung on trees with care. Christmas magic fills the air. That jolly spirit everywhere lets you know it's time.
Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song.
Everyone can sing along. It's as simple as ding and dong. This little ditty makes it clear that it's that special time of year.
Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song.
It's a time of miracles, of everlasting joy. It's a season of happiness for every girl and boy.
Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song.
Mama's shopping at the mall, Papa's watching his football. These traditions, new and old, keep us warm in the winter cold.
Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song.
Candy everywhere. That house is so loud, does no one care? The house is full of folks and food. And why was the clerk at the mall so rude?
Ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. Ding dong, it's time to sing that Christmas song.
A babe was born in the dead of night. His life dispelled the dark with light. And once a year we try and find that sweet and lovely frame of mind.
Ding dong,
ding dong, it's Christmas time again, dong. All right, guys, we wanted to start the show off with a low bar because I've got some amazing guests for you tonight. It is the Polaha Chautauqua, and you are joining me live. I am your host, Kristoffer Polaha, and it has been a hard year, followed by another very hard year. And my friends and I thought that it would be a really wonderful way to wrap up this year with a little Christmas special. So that was a song that I wrote. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but over the years, welcome if you're new to this show. Over the years, I had 2 verses written, and that was the first time we did the whole thing, and the third time we rehearsed it. So in the future, we'll rehearse a little bit more. I am going to bring on my first guest to get this show. Hi, Nikki.
That was so amazing.
You're sweet. Thank you.
Ding dong. I am obsessed.
It's like an earwig, that song. It gets in there and then it won't leave.
But also you and your boys.
Fun, right?
They're so great.
They are 17, 15, and 10, and the fact that they did that with me tonight is a Christmas miracle.
It's not a Christmas miracle. It is a Christmas miracle, but it's also a testament to how you and Julianne parent, to be honest. You are exquisite parents. And so, bravo. I hope my kids at that age are willing to do that with me.
Well, I know that you are in the middle of some awesome parenting yourself. So I really am grateful that you decided to join the show tonight. So thank you for being here live with us.
I love your brain and I love your heart. I told you that on text. This is so special and so cool. You have gathered some of my favorite people for tonight.
It's a pretty big show tonight. It's kind of cool.
It's so cool.
And I'm super nervous. Like as I was singing, I kept pushing my register higher and higher. And I was like, you got to bring it down, man. You're getting too out. You're getting out of there. You're nervous.
Not being like an octave above
like,
where you started.
Caleb's patting my back. He's like, Dad, bring it down. Bring it down.
It's true. When the nerves get the best of us, the voice is the first thing to shake or to
go up. Yeah.
Go up. Yeah. Our voice gets higher. And then we have to get down low again.
And we got to bring it down.
Got to bring it down.
Did you? I was curious. Do you have any special little Christmas stories that you want to share tonight, or is there anything you want to?
Yes, I actually would like to start us off with a blessing. I think that would be a really nice way to start. And there's this book by John O'Donohue. He's a poet, and it's a book of blessings. It's just an entire book of blessings.
It's awesome.
For any time in your life. And this one is an end of the year blessing.
Awesome.
So I will start us out with an end of the year blessing. He writes, "The particular mind of the ocean, filling the coastlines longing, with such brief harvest of elegant vanishing waves, is like the mind of time, opening us shapes of days. As this year draws to its end, we give thanks for the gifts it brought, like tonight, and how they became inlaid within, where neither time nor tide can touch them. The days when the veil lifted and the soul could see delight. Oh, how we needed that this year. When a quiver caressed the heart in the sheer exuberance of being here. Surprises that came awake in forgotten corners of old fields where expectation seemed to have quenched. The slow brooding times when all was awkward and the wave in the mind pierced every sore with salt. The darkened days that stopped the confidence of the dawn, days when beloved faces shone brighter with light from beyond themselves, like you do all the time. And from the granite of some secret sorrow, a stream of buried tears loosened. We bless this year for all we learned, for all we loved and lost, and for the quiet way it brought us nearer to our invisible destination." Now let's get this thing rocking.
Let's get that going. You know, it dawned on me how very human. It's a silly thing to say, but it's an important thing to say. Just how very human life is. And we all move through it, and we all wear our masks, and we all put on our happy face. But no one really knows the things that we go through day to day, and how we carry our pain, and how we carry our hopes and our fears. Yeah. And you are somebody who moves through this world so beautifully, Nikki. And I'm so grateful for you jumping on this show. And I know this has been a really hard year. So especially grateful for you to join us tonight. And I think it's, as much as it is to remember the joyful times of Christmas, as much as it means to be merry and joyful and bright, it's also important to take a moment for the people who are grieving and who are also sad this time of year. So that was a beautiful blessing, and it was joyful, and I appreciate you doing that. Are you going to come back on in a little bit?
I think I'm going to come back on.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I need to come back on.
Will you one more time?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Then I'm going to let you go. Now, you know that here on the show, you have to get yourself off the show. You have to literally, there's a...
Yeah, I will see my way out.
Okay.
And then I'll come back later.
I hope you'll come back and join us at near the end.
For sure. I love you.
Love you, Nikki.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I love Nikki. All right. Guys, the show is underway. This is a Merry, Merry Christmas show. I have a really special guest that I'm about to bring on, and I'm going to invite him on right now. Everybody. Please welcome the one, the only, Wes Brown.
What's going on, buddy?
What's up, stud? How are you, brother?
I'm great. How are you? Good start.
I'm doing good. Where are you that it's nighttime right now, man?
I'm in my basement. And I dug that out of the ground just for you.
I love it. It's a set. It's just a set.
You reminded me of something, too, because you said you started off in an octave you didn't do on this last panel. Someone asked me, he goes, what's your favorite Elvis Christmas song? And instead of just saying Blue Christmas, I started singing it, and I go, oh, dude, you started too high. Like, but you're in it now. So
Yeah, you're in it.
here we are.
And once once the train has left the station, there's really no correcting it unless you literally stop and go, okay, hold on, time out. I'm going back to square one.
Look, you're either going to hit that last note or you are in fact not.
Yeah. Well, I set the bar. I know. I'm hoping that you're gonna have a little gift for the fans tonight, and I'm hoping that I set the bar real low for you. I wanted to make everybody comfortable. So
amazing, man. And you're well. Everything's good. You look
everything's good. Yeah.
right?
Everything's good.
Right
We got
there.
the little Christmas tree going on, and then in a minute here, I've got a fireplace. I'm gonna just move the camera down, and I'm gonna let the fireplace burn, and I'm hoping that maybe you're gonna, croon for us here in a second.
I will. I'll do my best. We'll give it a shot.
Okay. All right. Do you want the floor? You want to do it now?
Yeah. So I was gonna do the song that I wrote for our movie this year for Every Time a Bell Rings. Luckily, luckily for me, not for them, but they were trying to get a song by a pretty well-known artist, and it didn't work out for the main titles of this movie. So I asked our producers if I could give it a shot, and they approved it. So here we are.
That's awesome. That's a big deal, dude. That's cool.
It's a lot of fun when you can get to combine your top two loves. It's pretty special. It doesn't happen all the time. So
yeah. Now, I got a question for you. This is a real question. Did you start singing first or acting first?
I still am very new to the singing aspect of it, to be honest with you. I played in a band, played guitar and bass in a rock band for a number of years before I got into acting. So I would say music came first, then the acting. And then once I started combining the two with a few pilots, one for NBC, one for E, and then Hallmark asked me to do a couple that were vocals. I started combining the two, and lucky they're still letting me do it. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, you got a gift for it. I got a script for you. It's actually kind of fun. I'm gonna let you take it, brother.
All right. Well, this is Natchez Christmas Eve. Hope you like it. Leaves from fall but no. Radio starts playing those old December songs. Tupelo to Jackson, Vicksburg to sea. You know this is your place for me. Christmas lights shine on me. Put your hand in mine, mine can't dance. No, there might be snow, might be sweet southern rain, but I'm still gonna kiss you just the same. 'Cause it's you and me underneath magnolia trees. It might be 35, it might be 80 degrees. But no matter the weather, it's you and me together on Natchez, Mississippi, Christmas Eve. From the river, watch the sunset lights. We can count the stars, ornaments on the night. It's everything I wish for, everything I need, everything you're smiling. 'Cause it's you and me underneath magnolia trees. It might be 35, it might be 80 degrees. No matter the weather, it's you and me together on Natchez, Mississippi, Christmas Eve. On Natchez, Mississippi, Christmas Eve. On Natchez, Mississippi, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, buddy, that was awesome. That's beautiful, man.
I thought you left. I thought I was starting the wrong note and you left.
No, I was just giving you. I just didn't want to be like, having people look at me and so I'm panning down to this little fireplace to give you full focus, my man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. You wrote that this year? You just wrote that for the movie?
I wrote that about 3 weeks before we started shooting. And the last verse wrote while we were shooting.
That's amazing. What a gift.
So the timing worked out okay.
I just got to say this, man. Anybody in the world as an actor, if you were to say, we're going to let you be the lead of a movie and we're going to let you write the music, it's a pretty amazing gift. We've got a pretty amazing gig going on.
There is, and I do truly mean this. I'm almost shaking saying this. I do not take 1 ounce of it for granted. I mean, all the people that are showing up right now, it's like, it's a pinch yourself moment. Like, you know, so I'm so appreciative to everyone who listens to it, allow me to put myself out there. It's a really huge gift, and you're right, it doesn't happen all the time. So cross our fingers we can keep it going.
Yeah. Dude, you blessed us tonight. Thank you so much for bringing on the show, and thank you for singing. That's a huge deal, and you crushed it. Thank you.
I love you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Brother. All right, Merry Christmas to you and your family, brother.
All right, love you, buddy.
See ya. Okay, I'm getting blown up. So what I'm going to do, guys, is if you were coming on next, like my next guest is, you just wait, nice and tidy, and then I'm going to invite you on, just like I'm about to invite our next guest. Hey,
did I come on too quick?
no, you came on exactly at the right time.
Did I? Okay, by the way, I've been getting like, Nikki's been helping me out a little bit, how to come on live. You've never had me on, so I just didn't want to make sure, I want to make sure I wasn't going to mess it up, but good to see you, my man.
You didn't mess anything up. You're awesome. I'm so grateful that you are here tonight. First off, thank you. How's Colorado?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's snowy. It's Christmassy. We got our tree lights up here. So what happens is when the kids get here, when everybody shows up, we finish decorating the tree out here in our Colorado place. We got a little nice sort of mountain home up here that we always like to try and spend the holidays in when we can. So it's pretty.
I love that. That's awesome. That sounds perfect. It sounds beautiful. You've had a big year too, haven't you, this year?
Yeah, it's been, a year of changes and ups and downs and certainly challenges in many ways, but in many ways it's been a great year. I've joined the cast of General Hospital and getting to do, lots of movies and stuff as well. So it's been great. The family's doing well. My son finished his first semester in college and my daughter's killing it. Great, and so there's lots to celebrate. Yeah.
And you guys have a tradition in your home every year. And is it you that reads it, or was it your dad that reads it generally?
Well, yes, you're right. So this is the idea. So, Chris reached out and asked if, I'd sing a little song for the show. And, and by the way, I'm hunched over like this because I see I need to be lower. I need a lower seat, but you're just
yeah, I mean, if you get your camera up a little bit too, that'll work either way.
That's a great idea. Let me try that. But let me see if I can just tilt this a little bit without it falling over backwards. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
A little MacGyver move. So yeah, every year, Christmas Eve, we have a tradition where we read certain stories. We read the last one we read was the night before Christmas, of course. But then we read 2 touching stories that we feel really embody the meaning of pure giving at Christmas time. One is called The Gift of the Magi. The other one's called The Happy Prince, which is a longer story. But The Gift of the Magi is a short story by O. Henry. And instead of singing for everybody, which believe me, you don't want, you guys both sounded great. You and Wes both sounded great. I love seeing the kids, by the way, brother. So we take turns reading it. And part of the reason is, it's emotional, right? It's a beautiful short story about the sacrifice, about sacrificing something that you really treasure in order to give to others, right? So it's a really beautiful indication story about how to do that, about how this young couple does that. and it's very touching. And so we end up passing the book along. So somebody would read a little bit, and then they'll start getting teared up and broken up.
Right. They're like, I got it. You take it.
And the book just keeps passing back and forth. So in all honesty, I was thinking this because I did a little prep before. I'm not sure I can get through this without getting a little teary. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if it's just like because that's my memory of reading and getting emotional with it. It's also our first Christmas without my mom, and so there's that there too. She was obviously a very big part of it. This was part of her tradition. But either way, I think it's my contribution to the show, and it's all I got.
Love it. And you know what? I niched out a ton of time for you, so take us down the road, man.
Let me ask you this. Did you say that you had a copy? Do you want to go back and forth, or do you want me just to kind of read and do my thing?
I've got a copy right here.
You do it. If you want, like, I don't know, it's up to you if you want to kind of back and forth, or I could just read it. I mean, it's pretty short. So
what I was gonna do, I was gonna put the camera on the fireplace so that people don't get distracted. What I'd love to do is, I was going to shut off the thing. It's fine. People can say hi to each other. And I was just going to let you go for it. So take your time and enjoy, just tell the story. I think people would love to hear it. And I think it'll be less distracting if you just do the whole thing yourself.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you, dude, for having me on the show. And I hope you all enjoy this. Again, the name of the short story is The Gift of the Magi. And it's by O. Henry. And here we go. If you don't know, the Magi are the wise men. So here we go. $1.87. That was all. And 60 cents of it was in pennies. Pennies saved 1 and 2 at a time by bulldozing the grocer and the vegetable man and the butcher until one's cheeks burned with the silent imputation of parsimony that such close dealing implied. 3 times Della counted it, $1.87, and the next day would be Christmas. There was clearly nothing to do but flop down on the shabby little couch and howl. So Della did it, which instigates the moral reflection that life is made up of sobs, sniffles, and smiles, with sniffles predominating. While the mistress of the home is gradually subsiding from the first stage to the second, take a look at the home. A furnished flat at $8 per week. It did not exactly beggar description, but it certainly had that word on the lookout for mendicancy squad. That's a big word for me. In the vestibule below was a letterbox into which no letter would go, and an electric button from which no mortal finger could coax a ring. Also appertaining thereunto was a card bearing the name Mr. James Dillingham Young. The Dillingham had been flung to the breeze during a former period of prosperity when its possessor was being paid $30 a week. Now, when the income was shrunk to $20, the letters of Dillingham looked blurred, as though they were thinking seriously of contracting to a modest and unassuming D. But whenever Mr. James Dillingham Young came home and reached his flat above, he was called Jim and greatly hugged by Mrs. James Dillingham Young, already introduced to you as Della, which is all very good. Della finished her cry and attended to her cheeks with the powder rag. She stood by the window and looked out dully at a gray cat walking a gray fence in a gray backyard. Tomorrow would be Christmas, and she only had $1.87 with which to buy Jim a present. She had been saving every penny she could for months with this result. $20 a week doesn't go far. Expenses had been greater than she had calculated. They always are. Only $1.87 to buy a present for Jim, her Jim. Many a happy hour she had spent planning for something nice for him, something fine and rare and sterling, something just a little bit near to be worthy of the honor of being owned by Jim. There was a pier glass between the windows of the room. Perhaps you've seen a pier glass in an $8 flat. A very thin and very agile person may, by observing his reflection in a rapid sequence of longitudinal strips, obtain a fairly accurate conception of his looks. Della, being slender, had mastered the art. Suddenly, she whirled from the window and stood before the glass. Her eyes were shining brilliantly, but her face had lost its color within 20 seconds. Rapidly, she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its full length. Now, there were two possessions of the James Dillingham Youngs in which they both took a mighty pride. One was Jim's gold watch that had been his father's and his grandfather's. The other was Della's hair. Had the Queen of Sheba lived in the flat across the air shaft, Della would have let her hair hang out the window someday just to dry, to depreciate Her Majesty's jewels and gifts. Had King Solomon been the janitor with all his treasures piled up in the basement, Jim would have pulled out his watch every time he passed just to see him pluck his beard from envy. So now Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining like a cascade of brown waters. It reached below her knee and made itself almost a garment for her. And then she quickly did it up again, nervously and quickly. Once she faltered for a minute and stood while a tear or two splashed on the worn red carpet. On went her old brown jacket, on went her old brown hat. With a whirl of skirts and with a brilliant sparkle still in her eyes, she fluttered out the door and down the stairs to the street. Where she stopped, the sign read, Madame Sofroni, hair goods of all kinds. One flight up, Della ran and collected herself, panting. Madame, large, too white, chilly, hardly looked the Sofroni. Will you buy my hair? Asked Della. I buy hair, said Madame. Take your hat off. Let's have a look at the sights. Down rippled the brown cascade. $20, said Madame, lifting the mass with a practiced hand. Give it to me quick, said Della. Oh, in the next 2 hours, trip by on rosy wings. Forget the hashed metaphor. She was ransacking the stores for Jim's present. She found it at last. It surely had been made for Jim and no one else. There was no other like it in any of the stores, and she had turned all of them inside out. It was a platinum fob chain, simple and chaste in design, properly proclaiming its value by substance alone and not by meretricious ornamentation, as all good things should do. It was even worthy of the watch. As soon as she saw it, she knew that it must be Jim's. It was like him, quietness and value. The description applied to both. $21 they took from her for it. She hurried home with the 87 cents in her pocket. With that chain on his watch, Jim might be properly anxious about the time in any company. Grand as the watch was, he sometimes looked at it on the sly, account of the old leather strap that he used in place of a chain. When Della reached home, her intoxication gave way to a little prudence and reason. She got out her curling irons and lighted the gas and went to work repairing the ravages made by the generosity added to love, which is always a tremendous task, dear friends, a mammoth task. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny, close-lying curls that made her look wonderfully like a truant schoolboy. She looked at her reflection in the mirror long, carefully, and critically. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before he takes a second look at me, he'll say I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. But what could I do? Oh, what could I do with $1.87? At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made. The frying pan was on the back of the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Then she heard his step on the stairway down on the first flight, and she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit of saying little silent prayers about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, please, God, make him think I'm still pretty. The door opened, and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22, and to be burdened with a family. He needed a new overcoat and without gloves. Jim stopped inside the door, as immovable as a setter at the scent of a quail. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disappointment, nor horror, nor any of the sentiments that she had been prepared for. He simply stared at her fixedly with that peculiar expression on his face. Della wriggled off the table and went for him. "Jim, darling," she cried, "don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off. I sold it because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. It'll grow out again. You won't mind, will you? I just had to do it. My hair grows so awfully fast. Say Merry Christmas, Jim, and let's be happy. You don't know what a nice and beautiful, nice gift I have for you." "You've cut your hair off?" asked Jim, laboriously, as if he had not arrived at the patent fact yet, even after the hardest mental labor. "Cut it off and sold it," said Della. "Don't you like me just as well, anyhow? I'm me without my hair, ain't I?" Jim looked about the room curiously. "You say your hair is gone," he said with almost an air of idiocy. "You needn't look for it, Della. It's sold, I tell you." "It's Christmas Eve, boy. Be good to me, for it went for you. Maybe the hairs of my head were numbered," she went on with a sudden serious sweetness, "but nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put the chops on, Jim?" Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake. He enfolded Della. For 10 seconds, let us regard with discreet scrutiny some inconsequential object in the other direction. $8 a week or $1 million a year, what is the difference? A mathematician or a wit would give you the wrong answer. The Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. This dark assertion will be illuminated later on. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it on the table. "Don't make any mistake, Del," he said. "About me, I don't think there's anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo that could make me like a girl any less. But if you unwrap that package, you may see why you had me going for a while at first." White fingers and nimble tore at the string and paper, and an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wails, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the lord of the flat. For there lay the combs. The set of combs, side and back, that Della had worshipped for long in a Broadway window. Beautiful combs, pure tortoiseshell with jeweled rims, just the shade to wear in the beautiful vanished hair. They were expensive combs, she knew, and her heart had simply craved and yearned over them without the least hope of possession. And now they were hers, but the tresses that should have adorned the covered ornaments were gone. But she hugged them to her bosom, and at length she was able to look up with dim eyes and smile and say, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." And then Della leaped up with a little like a singed cat and cried, oh. Jim had not seen his beautiful present. She held it out to him eagerly upon her open palm. The dull, precious metal seemed to flash with a reflection of her bright and ardent spirit. "Isn't it a dandy, Jim? I hunted all over town to find it. You'll have to look at your watch 100 times a day now. Give me your watch. I want to see how it looks on it." Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch. Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. It's such a nice story, but sorry, guys. I knew this was going to come. I made it a lot further than I thought, but let's keep going because this is important. This is beautiful. I got it. Del said, "Let's put our Christmas presents away and keep them a while. They're too nice just to use at present. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs. And now suppose you put the chops on." The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of duplication. And here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children in a flat who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. But in the last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi. Sorry, guys. I got a little, I thought I was going to make it too.
That was beautiful, man.
But
Oh.
it's a touching story for me. And of course, I'm having, we read it with my mom, and this is the first time without her. So it's a beautiful thing and something that I'm cherishing. So these tears are, it's all beautiful emotion. I hope you guys know it's not a sad thing in any way, but I love that story.
Cameron, thank you so much, man, for doing this for us.
Absolutely, brother.
This happens to be my wife's favorite Christmas story. And when we met, like the first year that we met, she's like, have you ever read The Gift of the Magi by Owen?
Really?
Of course, I'd seen the Disney adaptation of it or whatever. But yeah, it's a beautiful story. And so when you said you wanted to read this, I jumped on it. I was like, yes.
Oh, that means a lot. That's really nice to hear. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, and your reading was beautiful. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Grateful for you all, and thanks, Kristoffer, for doing this, my brother.
Of course, man. Merry Christmas, man.
Okay, man. I just closed out here.
Yeah, hit the X and you're gone.
Okay, bye, guys.
Merry Christmas. That was beautiful. Are you there? All right. Let's see. Who else is going to drop in tonight? Let's take a look, shall we? You ready? Hi, Brooke.
Hi, okay, it's saying right now that it's having trouble loading. But you see me just fine?
I see you just fine.
Okay.
And you're on. You're here. Welcome to
Hi,
the
everyone.
show. How are you?
I'm really good. That was really beautiful.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Yes. Oh, wow.
He choked up. I started choking up. I was behind the camera and I was like, oh man. And then I was reading along with him, and it really is such a beautiful story. And it was his idea. It was such a great idea to read that, because I don't know how many people actually hear it in its entirety, but it's a really special story.
Yeah, my stepmom was actually telling me all about that story. She's like, they should make that into a Hallmark movie. And she was going on about it last time I was home for Christmas. So yeah.
How are you doing? Are you in LA? Are you in Toronto? Or where are you right now?
I'm in LA. I got rerouted back here. I was supposed to be in Toronto. So which is why I don't have all the Christmassy things going on, because I was supposed to be in Canada decorating my place there. But I did.
You do have a fire.
I got the fire for y'all.
That's all you need.
Burn my hair as I do this, but
That's all you need.
yeah.
So it's like a little drop-in, right? Like we're having a party, a Christmas party, and people are dropping in. And I know that I'm not going to ask you to sing, but do you happen to have first off, congratulations. I don't want to make it about us, but congratulations on the movie. That was a really fun movie, and you did fantastic. And I think this is the first time that we've had a chance to talk about it publicly since it debuted. So good job on the film.
Good job to you. No, the whole thing was
really good job.
nothing but a joy.
Do you have any fun Christmas stories that you want to tell, or a Christmas memory? Anything you want to add?
I just wanted to pay homage, pay tribute to my Aunt Carol, who she's sort of the glue in our family in terms of Christmas and getting the family together and keeping us together. And she started this really beautiful tradition about 20 years ago. Her house is the main house that we all gather at every year, with the decorations and the singing and the food. And she just decided that, we were all old enough. We all had everything we needed, and we became increasingly difficult to shop for. And she said, let's adopt a family and give them all the presents. So our tradition turned into getting together, coming with all the gifts that we had bought for this family, anything that they had said that they need, and getting together, wrapping these gifts. And it was always like a potluck dinner. So we were sharing in everything. And we would wrap these gifts together as a family as we would sing songs. And we did this for about, yeah, like I said, 15 years. And Christmas morning, all the gifts would get delivered to the family that needed them.
That's
So
awesome.
it's just like a really beautiful tradition that she started and taught all the new kids that came into the family that, you know, Christmas is forgiving and above everything else.
That's really beautiful, Brooke. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Are you going to keep that tradition going in your family, you think?
I would love to, yeah, because she's kind of, you know, it's become really difficult for her at this stage in life. So it's something my brother might adopt as time goes on. I live in LA, so I'm not around. I can't be that house that everyone comes to.
Right.
But when I'm back home, certainly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you going to get to go home? Are you going home?
I will get to go home. Yeah, I'm going to go home on the 23rd. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of close, but you'll be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Brooke, thank you for stopping by tonight.
Thank you. This is a beautiful community you have.
Really appreciate you jumping on the show and being a part of it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk again. There's plenty of reasons for you and I to keep chatting. Again, so proud of the work that you did in that movie. I watched it like with my family yesterday. We were looking at little parts of it, and there were things that you did that were just so good, and it was fun work. So good job.
Yeah, I loved working with you.
All right.
So, Merry Christmas and
Merry Christmas.
hello to your whole community.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was Brooke D'Orsay. Now, my next guest is going to sing a song or two. Let me see. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? For all you greenies out there.
What's going on, big guy?
There you are. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Look at this crowd that showed up to see all these amazing people together.
Man.
That was
you and I have now talked on the phone. We've texted back and forth a couple times, but this is technically the first human exchange that we've shared. Man, I'm grateful that you were here tonight, and I'm so appreciative of you sharing your talents with this group, and also just with, it's awesome. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I've been hearing about you for a long time. We have some mutual fans that they're like, Paul, you have to have Chris on your podcast, and then they've been sending me everything about you. It's like we have to, and I've heard that you and I started doing something at home for the fans, like when we were all stuck in quarantine, and probably around the same time. I
think we started right up at the same time, and I think that we used to interfere like by a half an hour, so all your fans would be watching you sing. And then about a half an hour into my show, I'd get this dump of Paul Greene fans that would come in. And you have wonderfully loyal fans and a wonderful community. And I heard that there's cause for great celebration in your household these days. Congratulations, Daddy. Number 2 for you, yeah?
Right. I don't know if there's a better Christmas gift in the world than a Christmas baby. I mean, we get it. We have he arrived in time for Christmas, and it's going to be one of those. These babies that are born at this time are called alpha babies. That's like, I guess it's the end of the Z. And it's also, they're like, the COVID babies are really special because they're only around people that really love them, and they're not exposed to like a lot of influence or overstimulation. So they're this whole generation that was born during COVID, they have this unique thing because everything was so quiet.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Another gift.
Everything was standing still.
Yeah.
In ancient times, when a bride and a groom got married, they were told to go live in a tent for a year and just be with each other. And they weren't supposed to go work. They weren't supposed to go do anything other than just be with each other and love on each other. And it's interesting because quarantine was either that for couples, and you get quarantine babies like you got, or it was quite the opposite.
Right.
Well, brother, you're gonna sing a song or two, yes, sir?
Yes. This is
okay.
Thanks for having me on, man. This is great. I love your story, Cameron. I'm not sure if you're still here. And I didn't know that Wes Brown, like, or you. I didn't know everybody was singers. It's like we gotta like create something
We
where
got to
we
do a
all come
show,
together.
right? Yeah, like a
No, a legit, well-produced show with good sound. We have to do something really cool together. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
well,
really
we
fun.
will do that. That's the plan. I'm gonna point my camera to the fire just so people can chill out and watch you, and then and I'll let you take the floor, brother.
Okay,
Paul Greene, everybody.
sounds good. Sounds great. Well, this song is called "The Stone," and around Christmas time, it's a song I wrote when I was young, and then I've kind of tweaked it around here and there as I've gotten older, oldish. This song, I added a Christmas verse to it, and I recorded it kind of recently. So this is "The Stone." Woman, good tidings we bring. You have been chosen to carry a king. Wise men came to you on that day. The stone will roll away. The stone will roll away. Woman, why are you weeping? The one you're seeking, he's no longer here. Tell me, where have you laid him, so I can take him? Yet he feels so near. The stones can roll away. The stones can roll away. Son, why do you doubt me? Open your eyes and choose to believe. Just put your hands here. Look into my eyes. Place your hands here. You will realize the stones can roll away. The stones can roll away.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, buddy. That's
awesome.
thanks,
And that's
man.
an original. You wrote that yourself, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Man, I went online, I did a little snooping, and I found you performing that at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah,
with,
I mean,
with
crazy.
a full orchestra and a choir behind you, and like a dream come true for any performer.
It was crazy. You know, you were talking to Wes just about pinching ourselves. So like, I worked with this director on a film called Buttons. It's actually a Christmas movie. And in the movie is Dick Van Dyke and Angela Lansbury and Jane Seymour. And they somehow, the producers liked a Christmas movie I did, and they asked me to play this character. And at the end of it, I showed him a cover I did of Hallelujah. We were just talking, he was really into music, the director. And he's like, every year I direct this thing for 12 years at Carnegie Hall for Kate Winslet's Autism Foundation. And he said, do you want to come and do Hallelujah with 200 choir and 100-part symphony at Carnegie Hall? And I was like, wait, what? And then he asked me back last year to do the Stone, or 2 years ago before COVID, to do that song.
That's amazing. That's a great story. You got one more for us?
Yeah. And this is from my new album. It's called Feels Good. And it's sort of like about falling in love during Christmas time. And so this is from my new record, and it feels good.
Okay, take it away.
All right, buddy. It's shorter than that last one. Take a walk with me. Let's see where this road goes. I'm alive inside, 'cause it's the life that we chose. Let's go outside and feel it when it snows. This is real, and we know it's only gonna grow. And it feels good down in my soul. And I'm losing control. Down in my soul, and I'm losing control. Let's have a dance. Come on and take a chance to love. Call it romance, but this was sent from up above. Let's go inside and see what coincides with us. Love is like an ocean, but my boat's been burned by rust. But it feels good, oh, down in my soul. And I'm losing control. And it feels good down in my soul. Sing along with me. And I'm losing control. One more time. It feels good. It feels good down in my soul. And I'm
and it feels good.
Feels good.
I love that, man. That was beautiful. I didn't want to sing along with you because I didn't want to clip your audio.
Oh, right, man.
I'm moved and I was jamming. Dude, can I buy that? Where can I? This is not a thing, but where can I get your album right now?
Yeah, it's on iTunes or Spotify or and I did it in Nashville actually. Boss or Hog, what's his name? Everybody,
Big Boss Hog.
Big Boss Hog told me about it. I did it in Nashville really recently. Actually, I just finished it, and some of the songs I wrote like as we were kind of creating it, just like it sounds like Wes did with that song. Like as the pressure's on, some of the best music I feel comes together.
It's amazing. Dude, I am so grateful that you came onto this little show and shared your gifts with me and with this audience and with anybody who will watch this thing in the future. I'm so proud of you. I mean, for having a baby, I think that's a huge thing. I'm proud of your wife for doing the work.
Yeah, it was a journey, man. We were 5 days in a hospital and 2.5 weeks late, and it was intense. Like it's been an intense kind of period of time, and now just to have him here is just like he's a really good sleeper, so we're getting like lots of sleep and
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, go love on him, man. My next guest I'm bringing on has something to do with you.
Oh,
so in fact, let me see if I can bring him on right now. Hang on one second.
The guy I was thinking of was Rob Mays. Do you know Rob Mays?
Hold on a second. Ready? You're gonna love this guy. I think you
guy?
guys are about to do something together here in a minute.
That guy.
Andrew Walker.
I do love that guy.
The myth.
Man,
the
my two
legend.
boys. I wanted to know, some people were asking, what's up, Paul? How you doing, Chris? How you going? How's it going, guys? Some people were asking who did the background vocals. Was that you, Paul? Did you pre-record that?
We're here
Beautiful,
just now.
man.
No, I have.
Just you had it looped, right?
No, I have this crazy device that just hang on a second here. When you unplug, it's a Ed Sheeran looping pedal.
Oh yeah.
You just create it live as it goes. You just create it.
You know what I love is
such a great
the Hallmark
song.
fans out there right now. Their minds are blowing with there are 3 of them on the stage.
No, and
Hey everybody.
I don't know.
Merry Christmas.
It's so good I'm so glad you did this, man. That was so beautiful when your kids came in. Like that was such a surprise. Like you're just sitting there and I'm like, wait, are those your kids?
They're my kids. Yeah, you're like,
oh my gosh, they're
great.
like
fun.
Wow.
Andrew, question
Yes.
for you. Do you have any kind of Christmas like favorite Christmas memories or a favorite story around Christmas that you want to share with everybody?
So I've been thinking about it, Chris, and I was just going to tell this story about I've been with my wife, dating my wife for just a few months, and I end up bringing my dog to her house, and we go to a party. We come back, the dog tore down the Christmas tree, ate all the candy canes. 2 days later, we're having roast beef dinner. We go in to get seconds. She ate the entire roast beef dinner, and then on Christmas Day, her mother gives me a "You're a Keeper" T-shirt, and it was like too soon. My wife was like, "You can't do that, Mom. You can't do that." Anyways, that was the story I was going to tell. But instead, this story it's been a tradition in my. So I've been with my wife now for 18 years, but it's a tradition in her family. No matter where anybody is, we all read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." So I just figured I'd read "The Night Before Christmas" for
Awesome.
you guys,
okay.
and for everybody.
I'll jump off.
Before you do, yeah, Paul, I'm going to have you X off. You guys are going to do a cruise together. Am I wrong about that?
Yes,
2023, baby.
2023. Wes Brown's doing stand-up comedy.
Yes.
We got a whole thing planned. Anyway, so look that up too. Paul, you hit that gray X and you're out of here, brother. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being
Love you,
on.
Andrew.
Paul, beautiful songs, man. Love you. Enjoy that baby, okay, man?
Yeah,
Give Kate a kiss.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Take care, guys. Or take care, Paul.
All right. Go for it, brother. I'm going to give you a fireplace, in fact. Well, first off, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for asking me, Chris.
Yeah, you got a really generous
the world
spirit.
to me, man.
You and I met last week at the Christmas party.
First time
ever. And I jumped the gun and was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you mind doing it? And immediately you were like, absolutely, I'm in. So that speaks
I
volumes.
feel like I know you already, though, Chris. I feel like I've known you. I know the type of person you are. As I said to you when we were watching your movie, or when the movie was on in the background when we were at Christmas Con, you got this real, like, grounded, like, just this reassurance on camera, and you're the same guy in real life. You're just a guy you wanna be around. So I'm honored to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me on.
Well, it's feelings mutual, brother. I'm going to give you the
Cool.
fireplace. Take it away, man.
All right, everybody. You know this one. The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, on Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler, just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but he went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, and then he turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like a down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Yeah, that just made me feel all ready for Christmas.
Never
Look at that,
gets
the
old,
sunset,
baby. Never
like
gets
here in
old.
California. It's perfect. That was perfect timing. Brother, I wish you and your family a Merry, Merry Christmas. You're up north, right? You're where it's cold and
I'm in Canada, and actually I'm north of Montreal right now. I'm about an hour or so north of Montreal at my sister-in-law's. There's a stream behind me, snow all around. It's beautifully decorated. I came back from dinner with my aunt and uncle tonight with my parents and my wife. It was just it's feeling like the holidays.
That's awesome. Well, you deserve a good rest and a good break.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate everything you do. Thank you for being on the show. Have a Merry Christmas, and here's
Merry Christmas to you,
2022, brother. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, it is going to be exciting. That story was I was reading a few comments down there of people that were by themselves this year. And so just kind of wanted to give a little fuzzy feeling of Christmas for those people. And take care. Merry Christmas, man.
Appreciate that. See you, brother.
All the best, guys. Bye-bye. You too.
All right, guys, we're coming close to the end of our hour. And as promised, I'm bringing back Nikki DeLoach. Nikki, who's been so sweet. Oh, Andrew. Oh, here he goes. Hi. I think Andrew's been going away.
I'm back.
Nikki's back.
I'm back in it.
I love that Andrew is he still in your frame or is he just in mine?
He's circling in my frame.
I hope he knows he's got to push the little gray X.
Hey Andrew, you gotta push the button there. Oh, he did it. He did it.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart for watching the whole show. I love it. I love you.
Chris, I am literally having the best time. I have cried. I have laughed. I have like nodded and danced along to music. We're so lucky. I don't know if some people know. You and I've known each other since 2004. Mm-hmm. I've been you and Julian's roommate at times. We've been friends for a really long time. And these people that have come on tonight, they are amazing human beings. I can't, this weekend at Christmas Con, I was just like, I can't believe that we all get to work together and know each other. And then all these incredible people support and love the stuff. And
it's an amazing, I always say that social media is like swimming with the sharks. And yet these communities, your community, my community, Andrew's community, Cameron's community, Paul's community, all of them, everybody, Wes's community, so encouraging, so loving, never that nasty stuff that you normally get. You, in fact, were the first person who's going to meet whoever met my next guest and our closer of the night. Caleb, you came in and met him when he was just born. You literally were the first non-Polaha to meet little Caleb in Hawaii.
It is something that I will never forget. What an honor. I took care of your dog while you guys were in the hospital. And was at Julianne's baby shower.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
We go back.
We go back. Buddy, you're awesome. You're so awesome. This has been fantastic. Thank you for doing this.
What the idea was, remember Andy Kaufman did this thing at Carnegie Hall, and it was one spectacular after another, and I just wanted one guest after another, and just have people be like, what? And
I want to take this on the road. Should we take it on the road?
I think we should. I think we could we'll go in, and we'll let's see. Maybe there's a network we could do a Christmas special on next year.
I'm going to text you, because while you've been doing this, I've been working on a treatment as because I don't like to waste time. I texted your wife already. You know what we're going to do. I texted Julianne already, and I said, just so you're aware, I've been working on a treatment. I'm going to send it to Christmas.
Love you. Do you have one more blessing you want to read to everybody? That launches us in 2022.
Yeah, I do, you guys. Okay,
I don't mean to get sentimental again, but there are people who are alone this Christmas, and there are people who lost people that they love. And I wanted this show to be dedicated to your dad, Cameron's mom. There are a lot of people who lost parents and people that they love and siblings and children this year. There are a lot of people that are fans that have lost somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to hit you with that again, but I just wanted to publicly say that this is dedicated to your daddy. And for Cameron, this is dedicated to his mama. And for all of you who are watching right now who've lost somebody this year, we just want you to know that that you're not alone, and that's okay to grieve, and it's okay to not feel so jolly and merry at Christmas time, because there's another side to this holiday, which is grace, redemption, and love, just unending love. So I hope you feel that too.
I do. Thank you, Chris. I really.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, he would have loved this so much. So much. I mean, he loved music, and he just would have loved this so. He does. He's watching. He's watching us. Thank you. Yes, I will read. This is called A Blessing for the New Year, everyone. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, May a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas sprays in a crog of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. And may the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. You guys, as we go into the new year, I just want to say, like Chris said, there has been so much that we have experienced, especially in these last couple of years. And we are all just trying to human together. And it is such a beautiful thing. And like you said earlier, you never know what's going on in someone's house, in someone's life. You never know what kind of grief they're struggling with or what kind of pain they're carrying around. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. Don't be afraid of the dark. The light always comes next. And just try to love harder than you ever have before.
It's beautiful.
I love you so much.
Love you, Nikki.
I can't wait to see Caleb. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so
Very
much. Bye.
All right, you guys. My next guest and our last guest closing out the show tonight is my son, Kristoffer Caleb Polaha. Caleb wrote a song last year for Christmas time for a class that he had, and the assignment was to write it with a group of kids in a Zoom class, and no one else showed up, and he was like, well, I'll just go ahead and write a song myself. And so some of you have seen this posted on my Instagram page, but I'm going to let him play it for you tonight live. All right, young man.
All righty.
Remember, tell the story.
Yes.
Enjoy it. I will.
So this is a song that I wrote called When Cowboys Dance with Angels. And just imagine a country nativity scene where the shepherds are cowboys. Now, here it is. Was a lonely winter night in a quiet desert town. Rode a husband and his pregnant wife. Wish there's no room to be found. Way off in the distance, where the coyotes often play, some cowboys heard faint whispers. Then the night lit up like day. Cowboys dance with angels. Oh, there's something going on when those men who rope and wrangle go to see the Son of God. Child was born in a farmhouse. He had no crib to call his own. And I grew quiet as a church mouse. As God's light upon him shone, back out in the desert, oh, the cowboys sang with glee. Oh, those men who spend their days in the dirt, Son of God they went to see. Cowboys dance with angels. You know there's something going on when those men who rope and wrangle go to see the Son of God. Now I know you've heard the story, yeah, at least 100 times. And I know it might sound boring, but it just might change your life. 'Cause when you dance with angels, you know there's something going on. Hearts filled with pain and anger, healed by the Son of God. When you dance with angels, you know there's something going on. Hearts filled with pain and anger, healed by the Son of God. Merry Christmas. Thank y'all.
Woo. Thank you, Caleb. Merry Christmas. Sincerely from my family to yours to you. Thank you, all my guests who showed up tonight and who said yes. I'm just going to pray out. Lord, I lift up this community of people watching right now. I lift up every single person and their families who came on this show, and I just pray that they have a wonderful holiday season, that they have a blessed and beautiful 2022, that there is safety and that there is health and that there is a power. In the Son's name I pray. Amen. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.